Telling you, I have just done, look at that. What's that, a quarter cup of fresh herbs? I've got some parsley, oregano, and some dill in for this delicious, these stuffed grape leaves I'm gonna make. And it's going into some ground beef here that has some onions and garlic and some raw rice. That's right, rice that has not been cooked yet. Now I let this mixture cool down and I'm putting these herbs in cool. What I'm gonna do in a second is stuff them into these grape leaves. So I just wanna mix this around. Now, I didn't put it in and cook the herbs into it because after I stuff the grape leaves, they're gonna go in this dish and they're gonna cook in the oven. So we'll do that in a second. I just had to let this cool down and then get this all incorporated in. Before we do anything else, let's stuff some leaves, because I gotta get these leaves in the oven. They're gonna spend about an hour in there at about 375. So here's your grape leaf. Nice young leaf. It's picked, rolled up, put in a jar, put it in a can, a little bit of a hot brine poured in there. This is gonna be the inside, and we wanna watch for these stems. Take those out. Now, I learned this from a friend of mine at Vula's Cafe. Vula herself taught me this, so I know she's gonna be watching, and I hope I'm gonna do it right. Now I'm doing it right. She gave me a good rundown. Okay, so we take a little bit of the mixture, pop it in the middle. It's about a tablespoon. Now, you can stuff this with what you want. Maybe you want to do it with some chicken or some lamb. The idea, though, is the rice isn't cooked yet. The rice is going to cook when it goes into this dish by adding either in some chicken stock, white wine, some water. So here's what we do. We fold this side over, kind of bring it towards the back. There we go. This is kind of like little miniature Havana. This is like Havana meets Greece. And take it over and look at that, about 1 inch by 2 inches. Put it down on its seam, right like that, okay? So when it starts to cook that rice inside and it starts to expand, it doesn't unravel. So you grab this bad boy. They're gonna be different sizes, so you're gonna have to just, play the game and see how much stuffing you're gonna put in. A little bit in there, maybe a touch more, and we just keep going and going and going. All right, this is the last one. They all vary in different size, so gotta kind of eyeball how much mixture I'm gonna put in there. Okay, so there's that. Over. Takes a little bit of time. This is when you call the kids in to come help you or invite some friends over, but oh, these are so good. Wait till you taste this lemon sauce we're gonna put over the top. Okay, so that looks good. Done with these bad boys. This can come out of my way. Let me fire this pan up because I need to get these chicken breasts working. Okay. Now, what am I gonna do with them? Well, I'm gonna add a little bit of water and just a touch, just to put a little bit on top, and this is gonna help cook that rice, but you never know how hard they're packed in here. So I just wanna see a little bit of water, just a little bit rise to the top. There we go. Let's get some butter in there. And we'll just lay some pats on here. Now this will add some real nice flavor and some moisture. And while I'm doing that, you know what? I might as well throw a little bit of butter in there because this I'm gonna need to get going here in a second. This will work for my chicken breasts. Okay, aluminum foil. Really wanna put a nice seal on this. So hope foil with no holes in it. And it's gonna go in the oven 375 degrees for about an hour, and that's to steam it. And that's gonna be steaming the rice and cooking that, and it's also gonna be tenderizing, making those leaves nice and tender. So this goes down. There we go. Okay. Now what I need to work on is a little bit of a slurry, cornstarch and water, to make myself a little thickener that I'm doing with some chicken stock. So, dig the cornstarch out there. Kind of a 50-50 ratio. Here we go. Okay, and so this is gonna go into this chicken stock. Now, what am I doing with this? Well, I've got this nice and hot here, and you gotta put the cornstarch mixture in there when it's hot. That'll help it react, okay? So I'm gonna put this into this chicken stock, and this is gonna start to thicken up. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna take this, mix it with some egg whites over there. Give that a chance to thicken up. Now, this is going to make our lemon sauce. So let me let that thicken up for a second. Roll out a couple fat lemons. You should smell the flavors coming out of this. Now, I'm gonna pop this in the oven in just a second because it can't finish cooking all the way here in the pan. This is, wow, look at that. See how fast that got thick? Nice and thick. Okay, now we bring this over here. Now, we gotta add this in slowly. These are the egg whites right here, and if we add it in too fast, well, we're gonna kind of make ourselves a scrambled egg white mess. So we're gonna temper this a little bit, just with a little bit of the mixture at a time, and eventually we can add everybody in. But this is gonna be a really nice, light lemon sauce. Thick, but light, you know what I mean. Okay, and this is gonna go on top of those stuffed grape leaves. There we go. There we go, now everybody in. Okay, and here we go, gonna put in some lemon. Try to catch those seeds, no surprises. Well, about 1.5 should work good on this. There we go. I think fresh lemon in this, when you're making the sauce, it's called lemon sauce, I think fresh lemon's really key on this one. And there's another seed. I like those presses sometimes, you see me use those. Okay, this thing's cracking away over here. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this up, hit a little bit of salt and a little pepper into here. And what I wanna do is leave this a little bit warm, so I'm gonna pour it back into the pot. There we go. And let this kind of sit over here on the stove. Just keeping it, you know, kind of not even really a simmer, just warm. Now, what I'm gonna do is spoon a little bit of this lemon sauce over the top of these dolmas, the stuffed grape leaves. Stuffed with beef, the rice is cooked right in. That's fantastic. Let's take a look at this. Beautiful, huh? Mango, and I got some pineapple. So what I'm gonna do, cut a nice piece off. 1, 2, 3. And want to kind of have equal amounts. And then the same thing here. Kind of cut them about the same size. There we go. Now we're also going to do some peppers in this, and we'll get those on the grill in just a second. Now here's the key on this one. You know, a lot of times we talk about cooking and staying in the moment and staying there. Well, turn that down. Staying in the moment and staying there. This is one of the items that we do not want to let it on there too long because it will burn real fast and then we're starting all over. So put them down, you'll hear them sear. We're not trying to cook them, just throwing a little caramelization, a little color on them. Okay. There we go. Oh, you should smell that. You want to talk about flavor opening up. Okay, we're gonna watch them about a minute, minute and a half is all we want to go with, okay? All right, now let's talk about these peppers. Take a look at these bad boys, the Anaheim and the Red Bell. Red Bell is one of my favorite to work with. It's the mature bell pepper. It's a little bit sweeter, but the Anaheim is one people don't really know about. Well, this is the green pepper that's probably got most of the pepper flavor. You find this in the canned chilies, but it doesn't have a lot of heat. So when you think about a pepper and you think about Mexican food that doesn't have a lot of heat, this is probably the bad boy you're looking at. If you can't find the Anaheim, poblano would be another good substitute for that. Okay, so this is a little bit on the smaller side. What I'm gonna do is pop them both in here, give them a little bit of oil just to help in the charring process. And we'll throw these in the grill as soon as we get those off. All right, let's look how we're doing. Now see, if this was really a small cut, perfect, perfect. Just what I'm looking for. Warming them up a little bit. Okay, nice grilling on that side. Got different hot spots on your grill, so you'll know your grill of where you should put it and where you shouldn't put it. But that's all I'm trying to do. I'm really not trying to cook these at all. Okay, so those are there. Now, these have been rubbed. Now, a couple different ways you could do this. If you don't have the grill space, putting these on a sheet pan in your oven on broil. These will brown up real nice, especially if you want to take the skins off and sweat them. But these I just want to put a little bit of char on, just kind of change their appearance a little bit. So I'm going to throw those on. There we go. Let me go ahead and start getting these off. If I go too far with them, they'll definitely start to mush up, and that's all I'm looking for right there. Now I've got the pineapple already done and the mango and the peppers. I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of honey. Love working with honey. Sometimes if you ever find it in the jar and it's real hard to get out, pop it in the microwave for a second or two. Let's get some lime juice in there. All right. And then we're also going to hit it with a little bit of cilantro. You don't need a ton of this because there's a lot of juice already right there in the pineapple. Okay, hit it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a nice bouquet of cilantro sitting here. Trying to get it without all the stems if I can. Just give it a nice chop. And it's going to work its way all around the veggies and the fruit. Okay, so those go in. Okay, so I gotta chop these up, mix this up, throw the onions in. Grilled pineapple, fantastic. It's going into a grilled pineapple mango pepper salsa that I'm gonna be putting on top of some fried black sea bass. Look at that. I've got peppers, onions, a little honey, some cilantro, some lime, all mixed together. Looks dynamite. I'm gonna be putting this in the fridge and letting it chill out for a bit. A creamy salt cod and potato spread I'm serving up with grilled sourdough toast. First thing is I took the salted cod, soaked it for about 24 hours, but I wanted to show you what this bad boy looks like. I mean, look at that. That is like cod jerky, super salty. We'll get into that in a second. Right now, potatoes. So we're gonna take these potatoes, roast them off in the oven. Then we're gonna take the salted cod that's had a chance to soak for about 24 hours, and we're gonna get ourselves into making a little bit with a little cream, and we're gonna put it all together and make it really makes like a spread, and we'll hit it on some toasted sourdough points. Oh, outrageous. Just a touch of olive oil. There's gonna be a lot of flavor there, so I don't have to hit it with a bunch of salt, but we will hit some pepper. Mix that up together, into the oven, 20 minutes till they brown up, and they'll mash into this fantastic, okay? There we go. Bacala, okay? Bacala. You'll see it in markets. Now that you've seen it on the show, you're like, wow, that's some funky stuff. I never knew what to do with it. Well, this is what you do. So we'll fire up a little bit of heat, drop some oil. Let's pull out a nice big chunk. Whoa. Soaked it in water for about 24 hours. It's still gonna be a little salty right now. Just, I'm warning you. It's a little bit on the tough side, but you gotta think, back in the day, this fisherman comes in, he's got all of this cod, he's selling it off like hotcakes, or like cold cod, he's selling it off, and then what do you do with it? Well, different regions had different ways of taking care of food. I mean, in the United States, we made beef jerky, we smoked things a lot, we cured the bacon, but the whole point is, you had to preserve it, and this was one of the greatest ways. So, hot pan, we're gonna drop that in there. There we go. Let me get this other piece in there too. Okay, there we go. Now, we're not really sauteing this. We're gonna hit it with some heavy cream right off the bat. Now, what would go really nice with this? Exactly, some garlic, but not just any garlic, because we're talking about subtleties and flavors, and we're really mixing a lot together. I roasted some garlic. Whenever I have time on a Sunday afternoon, I'm not doing much, and I see a bunch of garlic sitting there all roasted. I mean, this is just great. You could heat this back up, and it's a great little smear for toast points by itself. So we hit in some roasted garlic. Now, one of my favorite herbs, a little fresh thyme. You can tie this up if you want. I'm just gonna drop it in, but I'm gonna fish it out here in a little bit, okay? Now, let's hit it with a little white pepper. Just a touch. And I'm just gonna sit here and let this simmer for a little bit. So we'll just let this work. I got potatoes for this fantastic brandade with the salted cod, and it's gonna, I don't have anything that rhymes, but it really sounded cool for a second. I was gonna rhyme that together. Throw those in. Those roasted off. We'll take that, we'll get the masher, give it a quick little mash. These are nice and super soft, okay? The Yukon Golds are perfect for this. A red potato would also look nice. I leave the skins on. I'm going rustic with it. There you go, okay. Let me get out the thyme. I dropped some fresh thyme in there. I didn't tie it up, but that's it, I could find it. So what do we have in here? We've got the salted cod, we've got the roasted garlic, we've got the heavy cream. Drop all that in. You know what it needs though? We need a little acid in this as well. So let's get a little acid here. Another lemon. These are so soft. Got the seeds. Okay. Little lemon juice in there. I'll see where it's at. It might need a little bit more. We'll just kind of test it. The potatoes just tighten it up big time. I mean, they're the ones that really bring it together and make it this really nice spread. I could put it in the food processor, but then you lose the texture of the fish, and then it just doesn't work. This will go great right on top of those bread points. So here is some parsley to go on top of the fantastic brandade right here. And that is where we got that salted cod with the potatoes all put together and a little bit of cream. The salted cod, which a lot of people be freaked out, you did what with the fish? It's salted, it's dried out, and you had to re-soak it in some water? Hey, trust me, that with the roasted Yukon Gold potatoes, all brought together with a little heavy cream, some roasted garlic.
It's so rich. You're just looking for that glass of wine. You're sitting by the pool. Any time of the year, and that's the great thing about this salted cod. Any time of the year, you want it. You got a super hearty and not super expensive meal.
I've got some leeks that I'm gonna be sauteing here in a second with some cremini mushrooms, but I'll show you this little leek technique. Remember, when the leek grows, it's growing up like this, so the opportunity for sand and dirt and everything to fall down into those crevices is really happening. So what we wanna do is I cut mine. Makes it a little bit easier to clean. And then I'll just give them a quick little chop, drop them into the water. I can swirl them around with my hand and just kind of wash them like that, or rinse them, I should say. Some people leave the rounds together, but what I find is that if the rounds don't get completely broken apart, you have a chance of getting yourself some sand and some dirt into it. So this is all gonna come together. Well, I'll just do it with my hand. This is all gonna come together for a fantastic stuffed potato skin. And actually, I gotta drop some of the potato skin, so let this settle down here for a second. Some baked potatoes, just left with about a 1/4 inch interior right there. Salted them before I roasted them. And we'll drop them in 350-degree oil. And yes, I want these to almost get like a hollowed out French fry, okay? Almost potato chip like, because we're gonna be throwing in some brie cheese, prosciutto, and some mushrooms and all that. Drop these in. Set this aside. Creminis, my favorite. I'm telling you, one of my favorite mushrooms. I can't say it's absolutely my favorite, but it definitely is one of the best. Really nice and meaty, lots of really defined mushroom flavor, and we're gonna cook these down with these leeks. It'll work out perfect. Okay. Bring it right over. Drop these in, and you know what this needs here is just a little touch of thyme. I got some fresh thyme standing by. That's all gonna cook down together. Throw a little more heat on it, and all the thyme comes out together, and just the leaves of the thyme, okay? I know this seems a little bit more refined than you're thinking game day food. Now, the skins, like I said, you have leftover potatoes. What are you gonna do with them? Well, we're gonna put a little bit of mushroom mixture in there with the leeks, okay? So we'll crumble a little brie in there. And then what would be the next thought? Okay, yeah, prosciutto. There's gonna be some Italian cold cuts for sure. So look at this. There you go. Some nice prosciutto, thinly sliced. We'll just tear off a few pieces, lay it right up on top. That'll get nice and crusty, kind of like bacon. So I'll knock these out, fill them up, pop them in the oven, let them melt one more time. Whoa, coming over hot. Look at those bad boys, huh? That's potato skins like you've never seen before. Cook these potatoes, scooped them out, deep fried them, filled them with some cremini mushrooms and some leeks, then a little brie, of course. But look at this, mushrooms, brie, prosciutto. A little kiss of the leeks in there. Chives on top. So what I'm gonna do right now is I got some green cabbage going down and a little bit of shredded carrot. That's about good. I'm trying to eyeball it, I'll slice enough. But here's the key, is I've got some ginger, some garlic, a little bit of red onion, some red bell pepper, all working with some chicken here. Little bamboo shoots were in here as well. Hit a little bit of soy sauce on top of it. And I'm gonna put this semi-warm mixture, probably, it's about room temperature, but kind of wilt this mixture of vegetables underneath it. Now, the great thing about egg rolls, you can make them any way you want them. You wanna throw in a ton of veggies, great. It's one of my favorite things to make for my sister when she comes over, being that she's a vegetarian, and I gotta kind of, accommodate, right? Okay, so this is down. Little water on there. So these are gonna sit here and kind of mix up, and it wilts the cabbage a bit. When you wilt the cabbage, you really turn into a good opportunity of being able to roll the egg rolls better. So I need some egg roll skins. Let's see here. Egg roll skins, some milk, some eggs, and for my spring rolls, my shrimp spring rolls, some shrimp. And I've got some water working there, but I'm not gonna do those quite yet. So let me get the skins down. Couple eggs. This is going to be kind of a wash that holds the egg roll together as it works, or as it, fries. Otherwise, you can do it with a toothpick if you've got some deal with eggs you don't want to go through. So those in. A little bit of leche, a little bit of milk. There we go. Let me get this little whisk. Great binder this is. Now, sometimes if you're really having difficulty getting the egg roll to stay together, I've seen people take the egg roll and actually submerge it in this egg wash. I don't quite go that far. I'll show you my little technique here in a second. Okay, that. Keep these, yeah, if you're making a bunch of these, keeping a kind of a damp towel on top of them will help them from drying out, because once they start drying out, they don't stick together too well. Okay, just pull a few out. Now, this is how I party. I throw it a little bit down like this. That's toward the back of it. I grab a couple pieces of avocado like that. Reach in here, grab some of that mixture of the cabbage and the chicken, like that, with a little bit of the carrot. So over once, over twice. Get it up over there. Now keep all those pieces in, because if they start poking out, well, those are the ones that, that keep it from binding up well. Okay, just like that. Hold it down just a little bit. Make sure it doesn't come apart on you. There we go. That one down in. There we go. This is my last one. I'm doing these jalapeno peppers. They're gonna be going to a stuffed jalapeno pepper. Now I'm gonna do it with sausage and 3 different cheeses. The ribs are actually the hottest part of this, but I'm making like a little boat inside of this. Now check that out, okay? Now I'm using the big jalapenos, and I'm throwing them on this roasting pan, and what I'm gonna do is pop them in the oven for like 5 or 10 minutes and let a little pre-cook go on these, because if I put the sausage and cheese mixture in there, by the time these jalapenos cook to where they're kind of nice and sweet and roasted, it's gonna be forever. I'm using a different variety of cheeses here. I got some mozzarella, of course, Italian, you got me. Little mascarpone, that's the interesting one, and a little Parmesan. If you don't have mascarpone, you can go cream cheese. But I like the mascarpone because we got some peppers here. They're gonna be kind of spicy, yeah. And the mascarpone has a little bit of sweetness to it, so the sweetness of the mascarpone will go along well. So that in a big bowl. Let me see if I'm ready here yet. I'm really about keeping that pan not quite hot enough. You see how it's not giving me a big shh? Cranking the heat all the way, but we'll just wait a second. Let's get the mozzarella down. Now the mozzarella, these cheeses will get mixed together. After I cook this sausage with some red bell pepper and some of the onion, what's gonna happen is we'll let it cool and then we'll mix it together to stuff the peppers. A little bit of Parmesan. That's good. It's about 2 to 1 on the mascarpone to everything else. Now you see a lot of times mascarpone being used in what? Yeah, tiramisu, one of my favorite. You know, I don't have a lot of desserts that I enjoy, but that's really my favorite with the lady fingers. Ah, it's great. Now you see it's a little bit hard, so I'm gonna give it a chance, move it around a bit, just bringing it out of the fridge and just give it a chance to soften up so when I mix it all together. And then I've got this sweet Italian sausage, which I've got some red bell peppers and some garlic and some onions. Cook that down. Now this is kind of about room temperature. The reason is I want to cool it down. Don't want to melt the cheese putting hot sausage in it. And I also don't want to put this hot mixture into these peppers. So I kind of mix this around a little bit. I kept all the cheeses out to kind of let them soften up so I can move them together a little bit easier. Okay. So you get this mixed together. Now grab one of these peppers. Now these peppers, like I said, I popped them in the oven for about 10 minutes to soften them up, also to make them so, you know, it's not so crunchy when you bite into it. By the time this mixture gets hot, because the cheese is gonna melt real quick, sausage is already cooked, so by the time it gets hot, it won't have enough time to cook the pepper. So kind of mold it in like that, not too much cheese, don't want it flowing over and burning on the pan. Kind of a nice little mold like that. So there you go, bunch of them to fill. Little tedious to stuff all these the whole time, but well worth it, especially when you're doing something like poker night. Take a look at them. I'm just gonna put them in. Now what's gonna happen is I've got the oven at 350, but now I'm gonna turn it to broil. Keep it a little bit off of the broiler. If I put it right up underneath there, boom, I'm gonna burn. So I want this to cook it all the way through, or gotta warm it all the way through, but put a nice crust on it. So we'll hit it up to, I think medium broil should work. These jalapeno poppers, look at them. I mean, this is the way they're supposed to be done. You've got mascarpone cheese, you got mozzarella, Parmesan, done with the sweet Italian sausage, some pepper, some onion, some garlic. Still a little bit of bite to the pepper.